Most people, when betrayed or insulted, choose to collapse or whine. They let the pain consume their soul like a corrosive, burning acid from within. But the conqueror sees something else entirely. They see a primal source of raw energy waiting to be harnessed by a mind of pure cold iron. Betrayal is not the end of your story. It is a bitter but necessary wake-up call to realize that you are truly alone in this world. Being alone is your greatest advantage. It removes the shackles of expectation and allows you to build a fortress where no one can ever hurt you. Look into the mirror and see the scars left by those who walked away. Do not weep for them. Instead, use them as your blueprint. Every lie told to you is a brick in your new foundation. Every backstab is a lesson in the brutal reality of human nature and survival. The silence of isolation is where the strongest voices are born. In this darkness, you will find the hidden strength that comfort could never provide. Stop looking for sympathy from those who do not care. The world does not owe you a soft landing. It only respects the force of will. Harness the sting of the blade. Let the cold steel of betrayal sharpen your focus until your vision is as clear as a winter morning frost. Why does humiliation hold such immense power over the human spirit? Because it strikes directly at the core of your ego, shattering your false security. When someone belittles you, they have just handed you a psychological debt of blood. They have given you the exact reason you need to win. Instead of trying to explain yourself or retaliating with weak words, hold on to that shame. Let it sit in the center of your very being. Retaliation through speech is the mark of the weak. True power is silent, calculated, and moves in the shadows where no one can see it coming. Do not let the humiliation cool down. Turn it into a red-hot coal placed under your feet, forcing you to run faster than anyone else. They expect you to break. They expect you to crawl back and beg for their approval, but you are no longer the person they once knew. The debt will be paid in full, not with words of anger, but with the undeniable weight of your eventual and absolute crushing success over them. Every laugh behind your back is a calorie for your ambition. Every mocking glance is a drop of fuel for the engine of your destiny. Humiliation is the greatest gift a rival can give you. It strips away your vanity and leaves only the raw, unadulterated desire for total dominance. Feel the heat of the shame rising in your chest. Do not suppress it. Breathe it in. Let it circulate through your veins like electricity. You are building a monster of productivity and discipline, fueled by the very things they used to try and destroy your fragile spirit and mind. This is where the art of being truly ruthless with yourself begins. You must become your own harshest critic and your own most demanding master. You must be ruthless with your laziness and with your pathetic desire to be understood or comforted by people who do not matter anymore. Betrayal by others is merely a scratch on the surface. But the indulgence of your own weakness is a fatal wound to your future self. You need a discipline of steel to ensure that no drop of that pain is ever wasted on self-pity or useless, repetitive cycles of regret. Every time you feel like quitting, summon the memory of that moment you were looked down upon. Use that memory to push through the exhaustion. Pain is the cleanest fuel you will ever find. It does not run out as long as you remember why you started this lonely journey. Forgiveness is for the weak who cannot carry the weight of the truth. You do not need to forgive. You only need to outwork them. Become a machine of pure execution. When your body screams for rest, let the voice of those who doubted you be the whip that strikes. There is no room for mercy in the chamber of self-improvement. You are the sculptor, and the marble of your soul must be carved deeply. Treat your comfort as the enemy. Every moment of ease is a moment where the fire of your ambition might dim or be extinguished completely. The version of you that was hurt must die so that the version of you that cannot be broken can finally be born today. Throughout the history of the world, the greatest minds were almost always the ones who were initially cast aside and left for dead. Think of Napoleon or the icons who rose from the gutter. They did not succeed despite their pain. They succeeded specifically because of it. They performed a form of spiritual alchemy. They took the raw, crude lead of their indignation and transformed it into the gold of power. Losing everything is a gift because it frees you from the burden of being careful. It turns you into a dangerous force of nature. When you are no longer afraid of being hurt or rejected, you become truly invincible. You have already faced the worst the world offers. Betrayal is a high-level initiation. It is the universe testing whether you are worthy of the heavy crown of leadership and ultimate achievement. Take the rage, the bitter disappointment, and the cold loneliness. Put them into a crucible and melt them down into a sharp, lethal strategy. The world sees a victim, but you know you are a predator in training. Your silence is the quiet before the devastating lightning strikes. There is a clarity that only comes through tears and blood. Use that clarity to see the world as it truly is, not as hoped. You are no longer an amateur in the game of life. You have been initiated by fire, and the fire has made you harder. Pain is the architect of greatness. It designs the structures of your character that will stand long after the storms of life have passed. Welcome the betrayal. Invite the struggle. Without the friction of the dark, the diamond of your spirit could never be polished to perfection. The summit belongs only to those who were willing to climb through the freezing winds of isolation and the heavy shadows of the valley. High ambition does not grow in the garden of peace and comfort. It thrives in the soil fertilized by the ashes of your enemies. It comes from a burning, desperate need to prove the entire world wrong. It is the ultimate refusal to be a footnote in history. But be extremely careful. Do not let your hatred control the steering wheel of your life. You must be the absolute master of it. Transform your anger into a laser-like deep focus. When you are working, there should be nothing else in the universe but your objective. When you finally stand on that peak, those who betrayed you will look like tiny specks of dust in your rearview mirror of life. The sweetest revenge is not a punch or a word of anger. It is your massive, undeniable success combined with your total, absolute indifference. They do not deserve your energy or your hate anymore. They only deserve to watch you from afar as you become something they can't. Your vision must be so large that it swallows your past sorrows. Your goals must be so high that the ground is no longer visible. Build a life that is so magnificent that you forget the names of those who once tried to bring you down into the dirt. They were just players in your origin story. They were the villains you needed to overcome to find the hero hidden deep within your soul. You are no longer defined by what happened to you. You are defined by how you chose to use it to build your empire. The peak is waiting for you. The climb is brutal, the air is thin, but the view from the top is only for the elite. Let your ambition be the compass that guides you through the darkest nights of the soul toward the dawn of your own ultimate creation. So, the next time you feel the sting of betrayal or the weight of humiliation, do not cry. Do not ask why me today. Instead, smile. Smile because the universe has just given you the most powerful fuel known to man. It has started your engine of greatness. This is where the great transformation begins. This is where you separate yourself from the herd and begin your walk toward the eternal heights. Be ruthless with yourself. Be more demanding of your potential than anyone else could ever be. This is the only way to be great. Shadows are not your enemy. They are the place where the strongest lights are forged and where the true masters of destiny are made. The world will try to break you again and again. Let it try. Every break is just another opportunity to rebuild yourself stronger than before. Welcome to the journey of the Master. Welcome to the path of the one who turned their wounds into a map of ultimate power. Your story is no longer about what they did to you. It is about what you are going to do to the entire world. Go now. Take your pain and build your throne. The time for talking has ended, and the time for your absolute reign has begun. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. Remember the pain and let it lead you home to victory. The darkness is over. Your rise is inevitable. Step out of the shadows and claim the world that has always belonged to the strong.